Before we get into what I was going to say, I just wanted to let you know that the Conundrum Radio idea that I had a few months ago is now officially canceled. It was a good idea in theory, but it ended up being more trouble than it was worth, especially considering how bad that microphone I had to use was. I had even planned to do interviews with people so they could talk about their lives and what they've been going through. Even if it wasn't always child-free or antinatalist related, it would have still been relevant due to the amount of suffering the average person goes through in their lives and how much that relates to all of us. I might do something similar to it in the future, but as of right now, though, that idea has been scrapped. Aside from the audio issues, I also think that the intro was way too long on those videos. However, I do still love those old 1950s radio sounds. They remind me of the Fallout universe, and I absolutely love those games. I even started a real-life bottle cap collection because of Fallout. I might even show you my collection in the future because I'm considering adding in a few vlog-type videos to the normal ones I do. I will still be covering most of the same topics, but done in a more laid-back, casual kind of way. I will probably just use it as my own personal therapy session that you can sit in on and listen. It's nice to be able to have a cathartic release sometimes, a place where you can just talk about the things that you normally wouldn't or couldn't talk about with the people in your everyday life. So yeah, I might start vlogging a little bit and see how that turns out. I will make it clear in the title what it is and what it's about, and that way you can skip it if you're not interested. Anyway, the main thing I wanted to discuss is something that has always bothered me for years. Somehow, in our society here in America, an 18-year-old person is expected to somehow magically know everything they need to know to make life-changing decisions that may influence and change the direction of their entire lives. They're just expected to automatically know what's best and exactly the direction that they want to take their lives in. How can that not lead to many bad decisions being made? I honestly believe that most of us are just set up to fail in life, because in order for capitalism to work, you must have winners and losers. So somebody has to be the losers. So it seems that there will always be large groups of people that are just dealt a bad hand right from the start, just so they can fumble and be the losers of the game of life so others can capitalize on that and exploit them, all the while making it appear to everyone else like they are the true winners of the game and are super successful, therefore implying that they are somehow superior to the rest of us. Seriously, how can anyone be expected to make the correct choices when you're just 18 or 19 years old? I was a moron when I was 18 years old. Sure, I knew some things, but I was a long way from grasping the big picture, or even understanding the full gravity of the situation that I was in at the time. If it's true that our brains aren't even fully developed until we're at least 25 years old, then why are so many teenage brains put in the position where they could accidentally make terrible decisions that could negatively impact the rest of their lives? The modern world we live in is very complicated, way more complicated than it should be, so it's very easy to mess up and do the wrong things by accident. Being an adult physically does not necessarily mean you are an adult mentally. So is it morally right to expect them to make such important life-changing decisions without the knowledge and wisdom that sometimes only comes with age and experience? Also, why is it do we have to speed through our lives anyway? We're constantly being told that we have to become as successful as we can, as fast as we can. Of course, our society views success, or being successful, as having a lot of money or financial stability. However, mental stability is completely overlooked, as well as many other things that bring people true happiness. Oftentimes, what society tells you that you should be pursuing in your life is incredibly toxic, both mentally and physically. What society tells us is success is often the complete opposite of what would create a good foundation for mental and emotional stability. We're not even given the option to take the time we need to truly discover who we are as individuals. No, We are told that we need to get out there and make money as fast as we can. And if, for some reason, we don't do that, we are considered losers in life and are branded as worthless. Maybe the real question is, why are we living in a society where only one or two bad decisions when you are young can ruin your entire life? There are many people out there who are in their 60s or older and are still paying for the decisions that they made when they were in their late teens or early 20s. It has become painfully obvious to many people that most of us are just set up to fail in life. A lot of us end up losing the game of life before we even know all the rules, or what the hell is even going on. No wonder so many modern day young people are so stressed out. The young people of today are basically living in a society that has become like a minefield, and they are doing their best to tiptoe across that minefield while wearing a blindfold and hoping that they won't make a wrong step or lose a leg or their life. It's almost as if modern day society is designed to make people suffer a lot more than they otherwise would, or would even need to. It seems most of the problem lies within the outdated value systems that are still deeply ingrained in our modern society. Unfortunately, since a lot of parents pass on their own destructive value systems to their children, I honestly don't see a way things can ever get better. It's true that over time and through many generations things can change. It's just that there may not be enough time left before the consequences of what humanity has already done starts to catch up with them. And those consequences may be too dire to ever put right again. That alone is enough not to want to have children. I mean, why would you add more passengers to the Titanic when you already know it's going to sink? Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching and be as safe as you can be out there.